Okay, I'll try to do this with one hand. I just changed the two servos on my Summit. Link up above to the how-to video, how to install it if you guys want to change this. But now, since I had to take the motor off, I'm going to try to show you guys how to do the mesh. You can't, it's a little tough to see because you can't see exactly where the mesh is, but there's ways to do it. And this is what we're going to go through right now, and I'll try to do this with one hand. Now I'm going to show you how I do it. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but this is my way to do it, and I've had great success with it. So here we go. Okay, setting up the pinion on the Summit Traxxas. One thing you do have to be careful is it's pretty tight right now, but still there is loose in the motor that you can actually move the motor sideways just a little bit. So the way I do it, you just lean it, just make sure it's set in right into the groove that you can actually turn it, and then you can actually just tighten it just a little bit. So here I'm going to take the Allen key wrench and just give it a little snug, not much. Now it's tight. Now I'll back it up just a little bit, just so it's a little loose. Now if I take this wheel, the spur, and turn it, the sprocket is actually turning right away. To me, that's too tight. So it does have to back up just a little tiny bit. The way I like to have it, this is too much play. The way I like to have it, and we can't see right now. Some people use the paper trick, you can. But I usually go by feel of it. And right now there's barely any play onto it. If I push it a little bit, it will be too tight. See, now there's just a little bit of play. And now I can tighten it even more. It's always tricky changing hands. I just tighten it. I still have my little tiny bit of play into it from the spur to the pinion. And now I can tighten it all the way. So the reason you don't want it too tight, because if you do put it really tight against it, what you're going to cause is friction and heat. And as soon as you put heat on this thing, it's going to start shredding and getting weak, and it's going to start shredding to pieces. So right now I do have just a little bit, a little bit of play on here, and you can actually turn it around a little bit and still check all the way around to make sure you still have that little bit of play. This is one way to do it. You know, see if I can't open up another truck to show you from the front. So here's on my truck, and you can see that there's a little bit of movement in the spur and the pinion. So that's how it should theoretically be. So this is on my farm truck, and it's been really noisy. So I decided to look at it, and you can see here that I have no play at all. So it's not tight, but there is absolutely no play in the gears. So which means it is going to be a little bit noisy. There's barely any. It all depends where you turn it. Sometimes it's really tight. At this area, it's really tight. You can see that the teeth are really getting in there. So I'm going to loosen this one up a little bit. There we go. I just backed it off a little bit, and now you can see I have just a little bit of play in there. If I turn it around, just a little bit of play. So don't make it too tight, or else your truck will be noisy. And like this, it should be perfect, and it should not run. hot and burn your spur wheel, your spur gear. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful.